Hello, I am PD Master Corey Russell, and the following the game is at 2400 on chess.com. My opponent tried to use a trick to win my passed. I said D pawn, and then I used a counter trick to keep the pawn, and I did manage to win with this passed pawn. So let's see how I did it. I was black. This denotes the Sicilian Defense. This is now the open version of the Sicilian Defense. With G6, this is now the Dragon version. I've been using it a lot lately and having some really good success in chess.com. So I rapidly develop. Apparently this is well trotted. As Fritz says, there's 9 games this line. Incidentally, when you're playing Sicilian, if you can play d5 without penalty, then it's almost always a good idea because it gives you equality. So he takes, I take, takes my queen, I defend. And Fritz now says division is equal. This is a key position. White's point is, of course, I can't take, because then I lose the exchange. So I can't do that. So I'm going to lose a pawn, because I can't bring any more reinforcements to it. So I could be in trouble. However, I found a resource. Queen e7. And the point is, if he does try to win my pawn, I win the hanging bishop e2, and thus I can keep him past d pawn. Technically speaking, it's still even, but at least I have a chance to win it now. So he still can't touch my pawn because hanging bishop. Oh, she's not hanging anymore. The reason I did this rook is I wanted to keep f7 protected just to make sure there's no tricks. Yeah, that's a queen. Of course, they're going to win the queen, right? Bishop take f7 check. For example, say do this, and so obviously you don't allow that to happen. I said, well, okay. How about just trade off my bishop, which isn't a very good piece anyways. It's just hitting at f3, which is a granite. And generally speaking, trades are better anyways. It's easier to make progress with the pass pawn as well. So here's expecting b3. He takes. And of course, I got to take the queen. So like I said, I was like, oh, I got to pass pawn. Let's trade. First thing I should take, and I get a slight plus. And once again, I have a tactic. If he does this, I take, then mate. So I'm using yet another tactic to protect my pawn. This is useful because it puts the f pawn in a pin, besides protecting my pawn. Threatens g4 and g4. Now, of course, he can defend at queen e3, but if I can force queen trade at an advantageous time, I can win the endgame. So, for example, this is interesting. So let's say he does some neutral move, and he defends. Watch this. And then exclam. I'll take it. Whoops. And then a queen. So g4 is definitely a threat. He does not want to trade queens. At least not like that, he doesn't. Anyways. So g5 is a good threat. He stops it. Oh, wait. It's g4. See, the reason for a6 is because eventually, of course, I want to do d3, but then, of course, I have pawn hangs. So it makes a lot of sense to put on a leg square so it's safe from the enemy bishop. Fritz says bishop e1 is equal. That makes sense because she will blockade d2. And now a slight plus. According to Fritz, he should do queen d2 and have a clear advantage. He checks me. This is a bad check. Because there's no bishop c5, queen covers it, and then now the d-pawn is like a monster. Now, basically, he can't move the queen. Now, once again, it's this here, and then after queen trade, queen, it's all over. So, of course, he can't let me do that. So he plays h3, naturally. Oh, so I have a faster one when doing this. Of course, if we do this here, I win the bishop. However, if here, and then that would win, of course. All right, yeah, it'd be a win. So that was the faster way to win. Notice, of course, this is impossible because of check. And then, remember, yeah, that'd be a disaster for him. Ooh. Yeah, that'd be a disaster. Okay, so that was a slightly faster way to win. And of course, I'm not going to take his pawn because then my bishop hangs, or pawn would, my passed pawn would be lost. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to get my king out of checks just in case there's a queen b3 check. So I'm getting out of there because I want to move my queen eventually. Yep, sorry, get him so. Actually played this first. Oh, huh, my bad. So here I actually played this because I was quite willing to trade bishops. He protected. Then I played this because any potential checks. And finally, white made a critical error. Check, excellent. Check, attacks the bishop, and then also throws queen e1. And white played on, but it's not really important what happened next. I just ran the e-pawn down and queened and made it up. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this game. You get 2400, and I'll see you guys next time.